Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? So for today's video, I wanted to do the video. I saw Kelly Strack, I think her last name is, do a video from like Dollar General makeup. And I saw a lot of people do videos on doing dollar store makeup. So what I wanted to do to make mine just a little bit different was to actually buy the products, try them out, test them, see how they work, learn how to use them, and then make it a wearable look from dollar store makeup. So all the products I bought were from either Dollar General or Dollar Tree. They're all LA Colors, Broadway, and a new brand called Aziza that I just found in Dollar Tree. Let's see, I don't know if you can see it. Aziza, it says right here. So I guess let's get started. So for primer, I'm going to use the Broadway Colors Face Primer. It's the Blur and Pore Filling Primer. It reminds me of the NYX Pore Filling Primer, so it's actually like a good dupe for it. I've used this for quite a while now. I've had this for probably about 3 months. And I've been using it almost steady. I mean, I use my Tatcha normally, but for this video, it's all dollar store. And I always bring my Pore Filling Primer under my eyes because I have lines under my eyes and I will get a lot of creasing, but this actually helps with the creasing. And for foundation, I got the LA Colors Truly Matte Long Wear Foundation. It has a pump on it. It's in the color Soft Beige. It's a little bit light, but about a pump and a half is enough to do your whole face. It's very full coverage, very thick foundation, but it's not cakey and nasty. And to put it on, I'm going to use my dollar store blending sponge. It's a little bit light for me, but it's not too bad. So you're going to hear a lot of traffic. I live on a main road, and I'm trying to figure out a way to blend out the traffic. So that way you aren't hearing that the whole time. It's not distracting you. And just so you know, my cat's right there behind me. Right there. So she may be moving around a lot. And distract you a little bit too. Her name's Topaz. We've had her for 4 years now. She's more like a dog than a cat. Oh, the one thing I will say about this foundation that I've learned is to try to avoid putting it in your eyebrows because it will like get cakey under your eyebrows, in the eyebrow hair. See if you can see any. No. Try to wipe it out of them, if there is any. But you can see it's pretty full coverage. It covers everything, pretty much. I have a little mark, like right here. It's like a birthmark almost. I don't know what they are. I have it, like you can see it on my neck over here, and I have a couple on my chest. Like little red dots. But I've had them since I was born, so they ain't going nowhere. So for concealer, I got the Broadway Concealer Cream Camouflage Concealer. That's long words. And I was pretty impressed with this because it actually has a doe foot on it. And the applicator is actually soft and it's nice. So it's not a bad concealer at all. I use it to actually dilute my Tarte Shape Tape because the Tarte Shape Tape will crease under my eyes if I don't dilute it. So I put a little bit of Tarte on and then put this over and then blend it in. And I have very, very deep set eyes, so when I put concealer on, I have to put it all the way in here. Otherwise it'll look very veiny and discolored. Now the concealer itself I think was $2. The foundation was $4 and the primer was $3. And I did have an eyelid primer by Broadway, but I gave it to my oldest daughter and she's not here right now and she must have it with her. But I've actually used it for quite a while now. I've probably had that as long as I've had the regular primer. It works amazing, but I didn't want to use another primer because I didn't have one for my eyes and mess up the video. So I'm just putting the concealer on top of my eyes as my eye primer. Now the concealer's all in. For setting my face, I didn't get just a regular setting powder, but I did get this LA Colors I Love Makeup Contour Palette. And it's a nice little palette, actually. It really surprised me. You can see it has all these shades in there. This is a highlighter up here, which is a beautiful highlighter. You can see it there. And then there's a banana powder right here. There's a peachy brightening powder. This is more of like a light powder for people with an olive complexion. And that's just a lighter contour and bronzing shade. And then you got the regular contour that's a cool tone, and the two warm tone bronzers on the bottom. So I'm going to start with setting under my eyes and basically setting my whole face. I'm going to start with the banana powder under my eyes. Now this container is actually, I mean, it's not bad. It's kind of a cheap container, but I mean, it is solid plastic, and you know, both sides are plastic. It's got like a little diagram on the back to teach you how to contour. I thought it was funny. The only thing that bothers me about this container is the squeak that it makes as I'm setting my face or putting on my powders. If I move the container, it sends chills down my spine. I'm going to also use the peachy tone for under my eyes just to brighten it a little bit more. And then I'm going to set my whole face with the olive-y type color. Because I do have an olive complexion. I'm Italian. And my dad's also Spanish. He's Sicilian and Spanish. I mean, my ancestors are all from Spain and Sicily. So my complexion's definitely more of an olive. Alright, now for contouring my face over here, I'm going to go into the cooler tone color here. Now there's a little bit of fallout with this palette. Some colors worse than others. But it's nothing you can't live with. I mean, there is color payoff with it, so I'm not going to complain about it. And then I'm going to go into, let me see, this color on this side. In the camera it looks like it's darker, but this is actually a lighter bronzing color. So I'm going to go into that and just warm up my face a little bit. You can see the pigmentation. I mean, it's very, very pigmented for a dollar store palette. And this was, I don't know if I said it already, but this was $6. So, I mean, you get the setting powders, the bronzer, the contour shade, and a highlight for $6. And that's cheaper than you're going to get any high-end, just for any high-end highlighter, basically, you're going to pay 10 times that, so. Contour my nose a little bit. Alright, so that's all contoured. I'm going to use, I couldn't find a blush. The only blush I did find was like a very, very like bright pink blush, and I'm not going to wear that. So I got this LA Colors matte eyeshadow, and it's just a single pan eyeshadow. But the color that it is, it's more of like a peachy tone color. It doesn't look like it in the camera, but it is. And I'm going to use that for blush. You can see it's very, I mean, there's a lot of color to it. I have made the mistake of going crazy with it and, you know, turning my face like orange. So, now it is a little bit too dark over here, so I'm just going to use the brush I use for my powders and kind of veil it. Alright. Now all that's dropping everything. Now all that's finished, I'm going to go into the eyeshadow palettes I got. Now the eyeshadow palettes that I got 3 of them. I've had this one for about 2 months now. It's the Nude LA Colors palette. It was, I think it was $1.50. And this palette comes with matte, satins, and shimmers, and 2 highlights. So this is the colors. And this one on camera looks like a rust color almost, but it's really like a cranberry. And then these 2 here are highlighters. You see it all. If you look on it, if you look close, you can see it says like lid. This one I think said crease. Like it tells you where to put everything. So I guess if you're new with makeup, that'll help you out a lot. And then this was a newer brand to me. I've only had this for maybe a week. It's a Ziza brand. And it's just a little matte palette. And the colors actually showed up pretty well. I was shocked on this because they looked like they were going to be chalky. But, I mean, this is the darkest color in the palette here. And it doesn't look like much, but it does show up and it looks good in your eyes. See if I can darken it for sake of swatching it. There you go. So right there, that's the darkest tone in there. But, like I said, I like the colors, so. I'm actually going to use this light color here to make sure that my eyes are fully set. And the third palette I got, I'm sorry, was the LA Colors 16 color eyeshadow palette. Now they're all shimmers, but these are absolutely gorgeous colors, and they're well worth the $4 that I paid for it. I'll swatch a couple on my arm. There's a dark green, which is absolutely beautiful. And then there's like a golden green. There you see the colors. They're absolutely beautiful colors. And they're both like, well, this is like a duochrome, and this one's more like a satin. Some of the other colors, is this one. I'll do one more. There you go. So there's like 4 of the colors there, so you can see them. They're nice colors. So I really like this, and I'm glad I got it, because I'll use this, you know, 100 times over probably. Wipe my hands off. Wipe off some of the swatches. Alright, so I'm going to start with the Ziza palette and a fluffy brush. Sorry, to make sure it's cleaned out so there's no other eyeshadows on it. And I'm going to go into the second shade right here and start that in my transition area. Just to start building up some kind of color in my crease area. And it's not going to be a lot of color because this is actually a lighter color compared to my complexion. And there's a lot of fallout, but it's not like crazy on your face. It's just when you dip the brush in. There's my first transition. And these brushes are from the Alamar Cosmetics from BoxyCharm, and they're absolutely amazing brushes. My absolute favorite eyeshadow brushes now. There's 3 of them. I showed it in my BoxyCharm video. My Ipsy and BoxyCharm, sorry. So there's the first transition color. You can see a little bit. It's not like, you know, meant to be very dark. It's just to get everything to blend in. And I'm going to go into the darker color now, or the darkest one in this palette right here. And it's like a mauve color. There's like a little teeny tiny mirror in here. I don't know how anybody can really use it to do eyeshadow. Excuse me. Right here, see it? It's crazy. I don't know why they even bother to put it in there when it comes to that, because you really can't, like, see if I could try. I can get like half my eye in it at a time. There you go. And you can see it. It's a nice color. It actually showed up, which is, you know, a plus for any dollar store makeup. I'm going to go into the LA Colors Nude Palette, and I'm going to use this color right here. Just another matte transition. Try to build up some color in here and some definition. And then I'm going to go into this darkest color right up here at the top into my crease, but I'm going to use a different brush so I can get it closer and lower down into my crease. Sorry, I almost dropped my brush. This is the Morphe M330. It's my favorite blending brush. I'm going to try to bring this a little bit onto my lid on like half of it, the outer half. Just a little bit. And then I'm actually going to bring this underneath my eyes. I'm going to use that same dark color up here. I use my little mirror. I don't want to make it too dark. I just want to make it so it matches the top. And I'm just doing it on the outer portion. Alright. Now, for my lid color, I'm going to go into my favorite of the three palettes. And I'm going to use this darkest color here for the middle and the back part of my eye. And for the front, I'm going to use this one up here. And for sake of the video, I am going to use the little applicator that came with it. I've used it, you can see. Most people don't use these, but I figured, you know, it actually does work better for shimmer colors instead of using my finger and put my hands into the eyeshadow and spreading bacteria if there's any on my hands. So instead I just, you know, resort to these. And these shimmer colors are absolutely amazing. They're very creamy. They're not very dry. If you do have dry eyelids, a trick for you that I've learned is that I take whatever setting spray I'm going to use and I'll spray one of these applicators or a brush, and then I will tap it over top, which I'll show you when I'm done putting the color on. But I'll tap it over the colors and it kind of makes all the colors settle in but without getting like creasy, and it keeps it from creasing throughout the day. So if my primers don't work, that'll help. I'm going to go into a lighter color. And blend them two in together. And then for my inner corner, let's see, I'm going to use another little applicator. I'm going to go into this very last shade right here and brighten up the inner corner of my eye with it. You can see, I mean, that actually worked better than some of my brushes would for inner corner highlight. And I'll do the same color on my brows once I get them done. Inner corner highlights are done. Now I'm going to show you the trick I was talking about, which I'm going to use the Broadway setting spray which I think was $3. I'm just going to spray the little applicator, give it a good spray, a couple sprays. And then I'm going to tap on top of the eyeshadow. And it just makes it smoother and keeps it from wrinkling up on me. You see, it already looks better. Like you can tell from a distance. Just a little bit more. Loud. At least you know it closes, huh? Like I said, just tapping over it. Just to make sure it don't crease. And I'm telling you, if you do that, it actually makes it so much easier. It makes your makeup look so much smoother. You can see it better. I got a little bit on me. So that way I don't have all the extra creasing and my eyes don't look horrible by the end of the day. Alright, so now I'm going to use, let me see, I'm going to do my brows so that way I start looking a little human. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I have horrible, horrible allergies, and the past week I've barely had a real voice. I've been coughing and I've had a lot of congestion, and so that's why I haven't really been filming. But I figured I had to do it today. I felt bad, I haven't done it in a while. And I don't want to get to the point where I'm not filming, at least somewhat regularly. I am going to start filming on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'm going to have an exact time for you because, you know, I mean, I can't say exact because YouTube sometimes takes a long time to upload a video. So, I mean, it'll be definitely before 5 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. There's one brow. I mean, they're not the greatest. I'm not that great with a pencil. I've been using a pomade lately. And when I don't use a pomade, if I do choose to use a pencil, it's normally that CoverGirl, the new thin micro pencil, which is my absolute favorite pencil right now. You see my cat stretching out behind me. She has to be distracting you guys because she's distracting me. Hopefully they look somewhat even. I swear half the time they're not even distant cousins. People say brows are like sisters. They're not twins. Mine are like distant cousins or married twice removed. There we go. That's the best I'm getting for brows. Like I said, I prefer to use a pomade. So if they're a little crazy, and I do believe this one's a little bit bigger, sorry, I'm not good with this. It's not a bad pencil. I like the color. You can see the color. It isn't bad. It's a little bit extra waxy, but it's not that bad. So I'm going to go back into the 16 color palette. If I can get it open. There you go. And I'm going to go into this light color right here. I'm going to do a highlight up here on my brow bone. And because this is wet, already for me spraying it, probably looks a little nuts, but it'll dim down a little bit. There you go. Oh, my eyes went blurry. That's crazy. Alright, for mascara, I'm going to use the LA Colors Dramatilash, it's called. Dramatilash. Oh, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. I haven't been able to talk right all day, though. I've been, like, you know, mixing my words. And I'm going to use this for mascara. It looks like the Lash Paradise wand almost, but just like this one's a little bit more sparse. I mean, if you build up a couple coats, it'll come out really good. It's just a little bit thin. I feel like if it was a thicker formula, it would actually work very, very good. Now, normally I would use, if I'm going to go for a cheaper mascara, I would use, where is it? I think I have it here. Wet n Wild Mega Wear, but these are all old. I got rid of them. They're just, I haven't done a declutter in so long. So I'm afraid to use them. Ooh, hit my eyebrow. Now I'm going to try to use as many of the highlights as I have just to show you the difference in the highlights. That way maybe you guys can choose one if you like one. And you can go pick it up. Like I said, mascara is not my favorite, but it works. It does the job when you need it. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using the LA Colors eyelining pencil, which it comes with a little sharpener on it, which you see I used it. Because like I said, I've used all these products already quite a few times to make sure that they would work. So I'm just going to line my upper lash line on the inside with it. And then my lower lash line also. And my lower waterline, sorry. I do have like a little clump of mascara over here. I'll fix that once it's dry. Which I don't know how long that's going to take because that mascara is very wet. There's a liner. Let me see. I'm going to try to spoolie this way down here. No, there she is, stretching out more. See if I can get her whole body in there. See her stretched all out. Alright, so for highlighters, I'm going to use this one first. Up there. Right there. And I'm going to use that up here. But you can see powder flying everywhere. It's like very, very powdery highlighter, but it's pretty. I feel like this will work for a good amount of skin tones. If you're very, very fair, maybe not. I don't know. It depends. It depends on the exact tone of your skin. Now, I have this highlighters in here. And then I do have another one I wanted to talk about. This is a highlight and contour kit. It was $1. Let me swatch that for you real fast. Which I actually really like this. The highlight's more of like a yellow gold. Let's see. It's more of like a lit from within type of highlight. And the contour shade's very nice. See it there. So, and that's something else to think about. I'll use this on the bridge of my nose a little bit. And the tip of my nose. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to use different spots on my highlighter brush so colors don't mix in. See that one? And then for my, I guess, forehead area, there's a little bit of this up here. Which is not that crazy of a highlight. It's not that great. It's not that bad though. And then for my Cupid's bow, I'll use the lightest one right there. So you can see for $1, I mean it works. It's a little much. I'll use it on my chin a little bit too. This one's great for very light skin tones. For darker skin tones, I mean you do have this option up here, which is not showing up as good on camera. This is like a pink, there you go. It's like a pinky undertone to it. So that's all the highlighters, all of them, literally. For lips, I got the Aziza lip gloss. It's like a, looks like a purpley pink. And I actually really like this. And when I got it, automatically I thought of Tati Westbrook because she loves her real glossy lip glosses like this one. And this was literally $1. It's not sticky. It's a thicker formula. You don't get them strings. It's not sticky at all. And it has like that juicy, wet look to it. And it stays for quite a while. And I was very shocked at that. So also I'm going to be using the Broadway setting spray. The last thing. Set my face. This kind of like attacks you when it sprays. But I mean it's not a bad setting spray. It's not like, it doesn't have that strong alcohol smell like the Wet n Wild. This one here has a lot of alcohol smell to it to me. So, like I said, like it's actually, it's very strong mist. It's more like a spray. It's not even a mist. You can see. There you go. That's my finished look with all of my dollar store products that I will continue to keep using. And I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know in the comments if there's any of these products you think you would try or that you want to see more with maybe, or if you want me to swatch something so that way you can see what it looks like before you buy it, or anything else. So I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.